All right, y'all. It's Drew. It's Tuesday, September 3rd. I think it's still 2024. We are live, and we have a special guest in studio tonight. We have Jared McCabe. He's a Tampa-based attorney. We're going to be talking to him about some legalese. You stubbed your toe at Walmart, and you want to go make $1 million. Jared's your guy. No, but we're going to talk about some legalese with that. We got Pajama Joe in the house and Lusty Laura. We have a new beer that we're going to try. I'm very curious about this beer. It's an Independence Ale. It's a Harbor Ale from Aldi, of all place. And tempted to drink too many of those tonight. So we'll see how that goes. We're going to do another commercial for Glory Days, Joe, in hopes to get a sponsorship from them again. We're going to have Joe show his titties tonight while doing that commercial.
Only on Tuesday.
Only on Tuesday. We have Simon licking Jared's toes, I believe.
Something like that.
Something like that.
That's on the OnlyFans page.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we have,
and soon to be on Feet Finder.
Yeah. Jared's breaking his podcast bubble
Cherry.
and virginity tonight.
Jeez.
So tune in and let's see how this is going to work out. I'm having some technical issues as usual. Everybody knows that.
You know, they make a pill for that now.
And I know. It's called Hims.
Sounds like a
Maybe
personal
we should get
issue.
their sponsorship, Joe. So,
Hims.
For the poster child.
right. So let's see how this works.
Simon.
I'm going to, as Simon rapes Jared in the background, I'm going to get us started here and put on the Drinking with Drew show intro. My name's Drew, and I'm drinking. And now, from the CapsFlorida.com studios in Riverview, Florida, it's the Drinking with Drew show.
Plumber's butt crack looks like boobs.
Studies on it.
Mhm.
And
All right. We are live.
Woo!
And
woohoo!
off camera, we were talking about Simon and
Yeah, let's see. Simon.
Jared appreciated those toe licks apparently a little too much.
Yeah.
And how
So-
Laura prefers the smaller wiener.
Exactly. So
Yes.
welcome, Jared McCabe. How you doing, bro?
Hey, doing well, man. Glad to be here. Thanks
Welcome
for having
out.
me.
It's your first time on the show.
Yeah.
All the way out here in BFE.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me an hour from Ybor.
It's
Oh
a
my
little bit of a
God.
drive. And, I try to warn people straight up. I'm like, look, man, it's not the easiest place to get to, but
Right.
it's nice once you get here,
Yeah,
A
yeah.
little nerve wracking. I'm sure you were driving in a basic hurricane.
Well, I actually
here.
I got an Uber driver.
Well,
but
yeah. So yeah,
I Ubered down, but yeah, it was lots of crashes and
Mm-hmm.
standstill traffic while everybody's sliding off the road and all
Right.
that fun stuff,
Yeah. it was-
Typical traffic. Yeah, that's
just-
why I leave Ybor around 4:30 to just get a jump on that rush hour.
That's
Makes it a little
smart.
easier.
That's smart.
Just lean out the window and start handing your business card. It's just like,
It's true.
Yeah, I was joking one time with my ex-boss years ago. I was like, you should get like one of those t-shirt cannons.
Ooh, that'd be great.
And just when you have like the Batman thing, like when you drive by a crash, you just push the button and it boom,
Yep.
just shoots out the side.
Yeah.
shoots your cards out like confetti.
That'd be awesome.
This is how old I am. I literally had 2 sets of readers on my shirt and I didn't even know it.
Ooh.
That's how bad it's getting, guys. So
I also have purchased you probably 10 pairs of readers, and you only know where 2 are on a
well,
good day.
It's true.
Oh wow.
But hey,
The fact that you need readers.
Yeah. Well, thankfully they're on Amazon for like 5 pairs for like $15. So
That's good.
it's cheap, but at the same time buying them all the time.
Joe, you will need readers one day.
But
You know- What caused your eyesight to go bad, right?
yeah.
Is that what
That's
happened?
probably
Explain
why.
it
What
to us,
happened to you?
Joe. The
Probably
one in the
why.
glasses.
Yeah.
Well, I can't see distance. I could see close.
No, I can't read. That's a problem. Like if she'll put a menu in front of me and I'll be like,
And I can drive without these.
Yeah.
I just see big blobs in front of me. And like I could see the street sign, I just can't read what the sign says.
Right.
not
That's
scary.
terrifying.
That's not scary at all. Yeah.
No, not at all.
That's why I wear them.
So Jared, you're single right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's it like being a single attorney in Tampa? Is it still like you walk in the club and it's Mac Daddiness, or
No,
you got to
no.
pimp out a little more?
Wait, are we still doing clubs?
Yeah,
at our
I mean, I don't know.
age?
Well, we don't call them clubs, but you go like you do the Soho scene every once in a while, and you walk in and
It's been a while.
mingle a little bit.
It's been a while. Honestly, I work all the time, and which isn't very sexy, I guess. But
Women do like guys at work though.
What about like Wednesday nights at Chili's?
That's my game right there. Let's go.
I have not tested that pool.
That's
Or
it.
karaoke at Applebee's?
Yeah.
That
What?
would be interesting.
What's that movie? A hall pass?
Yes.
Bunch of middle-aged guys get a hall pass from their wife, and they're like, "Oh, I know where to go pick up chicks."
Pretty
And
much.
it's like
Right.
Applebee's and Chili's, and it's like it better not be, TGI Fridays tomorrow.
I'm not going to knock it, Joe. I'm not.
No, yeah, I work a lot, but get out there sometimes, have fun, do this or that, and but
I
it's
just remember back in the day, shit, I've known you almost 10 years,
yeah,
and
Wow.
yeah, it's been a
the
long.
Mick Dentons and all those people used to be able to go in, especially if you walk in with like two attorneys, or
Right.
three attorneys, and then, you kind of
Right.
got more rep, but I don't know. It's one of those things. I miss being down there and I don't fraternize too much anymore down there. So,
Right.
but it used to be a good time.
I-
Smoke some cigars,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
hang
yeah.
out.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah.
I still smoke a cigar once in a while.
I sent my sister a link that one of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, Teresa, she was at one of the Soho bars. I'm like, hey, you watch those shows, right? I'm like, go relive your 20s. Go down to Soho and meet her at one of the bars. And then she's like, that's the weirdest thing ever, of all people and of all places, to be at a random like like a Soho bar in Tampa. And then a few days later, I see that her daughter is going to college at UT.
Yep.
So that's the reason why she was down here, and I guess just making money for her trip down here.
Well, that's the
Oh,
problem. What happened to me? Where did I go?
Yeah,
Oh.
We're all kind of. I mean,
Uh,
I feel I'm kind of
Well,
quiet. but-
I'm just trying to work our levels right now, because here's what you don't understand is you guys sound good to yourselves, but when the audio version of the podcast, when I'm downloading it and putting it on stream, everybody's so blown out. I gotta bring everybody down. So it's just YouTube and whatnot versus the audio version of the podcast are on totally two different wavelengths.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to blend them together so they all sound good, if that makes sense. So while I'm adjusting people, I'm watching meters, I'm listening to people, I'm adjusting gain. So
nice.
that's what I'm saying.
Was that one of your test burps?
Yes, it was a test burp.
Oh.
But now I think back, it used to be when we were in our 30s, you could go 10 up, 10 down. You could date a 25-year-old and a
Right.
45-year-old. And now
Right.
you walk into a club and there's 25-year-olds. You can't fucking touch that. It's like, I can't, it's weird. I'm 50. I just turned 50.
Yeah, I'm turning 40 next November.
Okay. Does the 10 up, 10 down still work?
I mean, I think if you have the right approach,
Okay.
it probably depends on. I mean, you got to find somebody who doesn't care about an age difference.
But
Oh,
I
yeah.
think if he's doing 10 down, that's still 29. So I don't think that's an issue.
No,
there.
that's not horrible.
That's not really
yeah,
young. That's not
It's
really that young.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not that big of an age gap when you think of it that way.
I mean, people ragged on me when they found out I was dating her and they thought she was 18 years old.
Oh,
That was.
So
There was one post where were we at? We were at the restaurant International, where you get your steaks. Anyhow, I can't remember what it's called, but
Tacos.
Charlie's.
no, not Charlie's.
no, it's
You know what it is. But he posted
No.
this picture of me, and I'm kind of like cheesing funny, and most of his friends like knew who I was, and then this one woman posted like, "Oh, your daughter's so cute."
Oh.
yeah, yeah. I'm
And
sure.
then, and then like his friends ragged on her and like it was so great.
Well, people who know me, and they know I'll never have kids. So you could obviously tell she wasn't a close friend. If she's saying shit like that, but
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I don't
Like,
remember
your
who it
friends
was,
knew who I
but
was,
I'm-
and there was this like person on
I'm
there.
sure they were just fucking with me. So, but we're in a childless room here. So Joe doesn't have kids. Jared doesn't have kids that he knows of. So for the most part,
You don't know what he knows and what he doesn't know.
It's true.
Maybe he does know and he just doesn't want to tell you.
Yeah.
But
Simon
what?
doesn't have any kids. Thank God.
No, I really don't have any kids.
Yeah. I mean, so we have, other co-hosts that come in. So Garby has children. Casey has children. People that come on the show. And, it just seems like more of a pain in the ass than not having kids. Like, did you want kids and you just let it fly by, or did you just kind of?
Wow, we are getting personal.
No, I didn't.
Well, I mean, we're just
Ooh,
talking
this is
shit.
like
We're
No,
talking
no,
dating
yeah,
time,
I don't care.
Okay.
No, just never found the right reason or situation.
Yeah.
I guess I just never. It wasn't like a personal goal of mine to go have kids.
Right. But it seems like attorneys either have too many kids
Mm.
and way too many divorces, or they're just always single.
It does, yeah.
Doesn't it make sense like that? Like you see
kind of is
attorneys
like
that have been
that.
like married 10 times and they have 5,000 kids. And
Right.
it's like, dude, how are you surviving right now?
Right.
Like,
It's like, dude, you have to work 80 hours
Right.
a week to pay all that child support. Yeah.
it's crazy.
But at the same time, they also have connections for good divorce attorneys, so they think,
Well, but
on to the next one.
there's only so much you can do with that.
Yeah. I would agree.
Because the first thing to do when they meet a hot wife is the hot wife immediately stops working.
And then she gets knocked
the
up.
attorney is working his ass off, and they
Right.
have kids, and now it's like, okay, divorce time. Florida is not a good place for that. So it's like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, that
So-
is kind of how it seems like the cycle works, right? And it's too bad, we should take better care of ourselves in this
Yeah,
profession.
we try. And then we go and drink beer and hang out.
Right.
Fire off a couple of knuckle soldiers.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What's a knuckle soldier, Joe?
Explain,
Refre-
Joe. Urban
refresh-
Dictionary
refresh
this
my-
shit for us.
Refresh my memory.
I don't know what this is.
Mm.
And Joe's like, I'm just going to drink until you move on to the next time.
Yeah, we're not moving on. This is it. We're talking about Jared's childless life all show long.
How about everyone's childless life?
Yeah. So what made
Yeah.
you've dabbled in a little bit of law, you used to do criminal defense. Now you're focusing on personal injury.
Right. Right.
Did you just kind of decide that's the arena you felt more comfortable in, or just like, because criminal law, you either love it or hate it.
Mm.
Personal injury, I don't know. It's like one of those things to where it seems like it's a big pain in the ass to work in. Like criminal law, in and out, you have a case that could settle in a week.
Yeah. it could
Personal
plea-
injury,
could plea
you
or
don't
something.
get that. Like it's typically going to be a long case no matter what.
Yeah, I mean the more contentious cases, the better cases, tend to be longer. I mean, if it's like a slam dunk either way, then some of those resolve quickly.
Yeah, when they know they're
When
totally
it's
on the wrong.
super obvious and there's all the evidence and everything, and there's no way the insurance company could ever dispute it in any way possible, shape, or form,
Right.
and they make sure of that, and then they'll offer your person a reasonable settlement.
Yeah.
Offer your client a reasonable settlement. But yeah, a lot of it, I mean, the problem is, right now we're under attack from all three branches. So the governor hates us, personal injury attorneys, I think he called us predators.
Right.
Wow.
We got the legislature who just enacted the worst law for personal injury in, I don't know, it might have been 40 years, it might have been ever for the state of Florida.
Now,
Yeah.
is that in theory they're trying to show that they care about the voter and they're trying to reduce insurance costs, or is it?
That's what they said. They said it would reduce lawsuits and insurance costs.
Can I also just say that the
No.
person who attacked Disney is calling you guys vultures? I'm just saying. If you're
Yeah,
going after Disney,
Well,
aren't you a vulture too?
well,
just saying.
and then did
Little
you?
bit.
What's your take on the Disney lawsuit? Did you read about that where they had the fine print and
Oh yeah.
if you sign up for Disney Plus, you can't sue them if your wife dies at Disney.
Yeah,
kind of thing?
that's like standard what big companies do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they do. The only reason they changed it is because the media got involved, and then one of the higher ups found out about it, and he was like, "Oh, this looks really bad. We're gonna fix it."
Really bad. Mm-hmm.
And it was probably some associate at some big law firm that they hired, who was like, "Oh, I'm so smart. I figured this out."
Right.
You know, like, "Oh, they're gonna be happy. The partner's gonna love me. I'm gonna get a raise because I figured out this workaround."
Right.
You know, and da 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 da, and they don't. They're not thinking. You know, like these are actually human beings.
Yeah.
Right. And the media too. The media will eat them alive. Even if they're a big corporation that has all the money in the world to fight lawsuits, the media can still take them down.
Well, yeah, and customers. I mean, look what happened to Bud Light. I mean,
yep.
That's true.
It's a very
that was a big topic on the show.
It's a strange time that we live in right now.
It is. We got weird stuff going on. People are just doing weird stuff.
When we can get on the Drinking with Drew show and talk about, you know, a business and have them fold, we know that we've made it. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like if we can say, you know, Circle K, and then Circle K changes a policy the next day, that's when you've made it.
Right.
So
Agreed.
until then,
we have yet to hit that status.
So Glory Days, we want the fire grilled wings sale.
No,
Instead of the boneless, we
Joe,
want the fire grilled.
We want the baked beans to not go off the menu.
He's so upset about that.
I'm pissed.
Yeah.
They have the best baked beans in Riverview, and they're like, "Oh, we're taking them off the menu." So yeah, that was a bad decision. I don't know why, but and they brought a slab of ribs on, so now you can go get ribs, but they took off the baked beans. So
I think the ribs were on there, but they are changing something. The brisket, they're taking all pulled pork off.
Yeah,
and they're adding like just chicken tenders to the ribs. Like they're changing the combo.
Pulled pork. So
but we want the fire grilled wings, all you can eat Tuesday night.
So after the show, we usually go to Glory Days, which is right around the corner, aka Glory Holes.
Okay.
And so we have we either do a pre-show dinner from Sam's Club, we do like pizzas, or we do a post-show dinner at Glory Days.
Okay.
So we do a commercial for Glory Days, and I have it in and out with the owner. You know, we're on a friendly level. I text him, you know, things every once in a while, and when they
because you were the opener and closer, pretty much.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time there. Let's put it that way. Pay a few people's salary, I'm sure. So yeah, I mean,
so they appreciate that.
Yeah, so he knows who I am and is aware of the show, but it's one of those things to where we have to kind of make our decisions on. Don't worry about it, bro.
Yeah,
Just
you can leave him
there.
there.
Leave it there. Okay. Yeah, we kind of have to chime in when we need a change. You know, we see something not going right. So
they're taking one of your favorites off the menu.
Yeah, and tonight they have all you can eat wings.
Oh,
boneless wings for $10.
But we prefer the fire grilled better than the boneless.
But on the other side, we know the managers there, a lot of the servers and like the bartenders. So when they took the redfish off the menu months ago, they told him, they're like, it's off the menu, but we ordered X amount in our last shipment. So we have like 10 in the freezer.
I have a secret stash in the freezer there.
I mean,
nobody else knows about.
At a certain point, we have to say that they're no longer good, but they came to us and they're like, listen, we got a stash in there. So if you want it, just text us because we have their phone numbers too. Like, this is how often we go.
Right.
And
I was in the hospital and they're like, hey, if you need wings, let us know. We'll bring you over some wings.
Nice.
You know,
yeah.
So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they even said they would deliver it to our house. They're like, if you guys need it, because they know we live like right around the corner. We're there all the time. So the manager's like, here's my number. If you guys need anything, just like send in your order and we'll like bring it to you. We're like, you guys are freaking amazing. Like, I know we come here all the time, but at the same time, they're very like, very, very kind.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a good little connection we have over there. And it's, you know, it's not a bad
They
place.
haven't sponsored us yet.
Yeah, we're getting
they
there,
will.
Joe. We're getting there. Now, Ebor, James Joyce has helped us out too. So, yeah, James Joyce has been good to the show. We did a little promotion with them where you get a free beer and a Drinking with Drew sticker. So, yeah.
But you had to buy a meal and say, I want my Drinking with Drew sticker and free beer. And then you had to, So you got all that. And the sticker had our QR codes. People could like the page on YouTube.
So how many did they go through?
I gave them 50. So I assume they went through 50.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever.
Then you go back and there's still 46 left.
There could be. I mean, out of the 5 people I know that bartend there, I imagine one of them would text me and say, hey, we have a shit ton of your stickers left.
Well, also, too, you went in to drop off the stickers and you were like talking to the bartender about it. And didn't you say like the whole line of the bar was listening? They're like, we want a free beer. We want a free beer.
Yeah, so I think we got rid of 7 like that
within
right
5
then
minutes.
And there, so. Who knows? Are we ready to try the new beer? Because I'm about empty. How are you looking, Jared? You good?
I'm getting close. I'm getting
Okay.
down to the bottom. Yeah.
Mhm. I'm really looking forward to this. And this beer came about because we went to our fantasy draft over at Garby's house, and he had the beers in his fridge. I didn't have one that day, but his
Everyone said they were great.
his father-in-law
We're, like, bragging
and
on it.
people were drinking them. They're like, "Oh my god, these are so good! These are so good!" And I purposely didn't have one because I'm like, "Okay, that's the beer we need to try on the show."
Okay.
But they only sell those at Aldi.
Mm-hmm. They're an Aldi
So,
beer.
It's an Aldi beer,
Interesting.
and
Thank you,
For
sir.
like a 6-pack, I think it was $8, $9, something like that. No, I'm just gonna drink some of his. But people were
So-
saying there's like a good, like it's a good flavor. There's like honey in it, and
Right.
so
Ale with
I'm not a
honey
beer
added.
drinker, so don't take my opinion
well, you know,
as fact.
we might. I need to set up my my taste test audio. Give me 2 seconds here.
Your bubbles.
Not
They're
like
not
any,
bubbles.
not like anybody in the media that says I'm not skilled in this, so don't take my opinion. They just spout shit off that they have no clue about.
Oh yeah.
True.
Oh yeah.
Like, who the fuck are you to talk?
But I will preface that I am not a beer drinker. So 98% of the beers that we've tried so far,
Mm-hmm.
I've not liked.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of makes sense.
Although she did try a shot yesterday while we were at Glory Days.
Oh, so everyone takes the green tea shots, which I found out was JMO with peach or peach schnapps or something. I don't know, which I hate both. But the bartender that we know, he was making shots for people at the bar, and he had extra, so he gave it to us. And I'm like, "What is it made of?" Like, and I took it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's not bad."
Oh, that's good.
And really, I'm like, "Oh my god, this is the worst thing ever." Why are you altering my
I'm
voice? It's not like I'm in a
I'm
hallway.
messing with stuff right now. Relax. Trying to get my bubbles.
I didn't want
up.
him to feel bad that it was gross to me.
No, it's not coming through.
Well,
God
they're gonna
damn it.
watch the
I
show
heard
and they're
it.
gonna hear it.
No, it's coming through the computer.
I heard it in my ears though.
No, you didn't.
I did. Oh yeah, you're right.
I'm always right.
No.
All
You missed
right,
it right
well-
now.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
I don't know what the deal is with this shit, y'all. It's really pissing me off.
It's always something.
Yep.
Hmm.
Nope.
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 All right, whatever.
We'll just do it later. Add it in.
Okay. All right.
Hold on. Keller says that he received his merch pack from us.
Oh,
His
yeah,
package.
yeah.
And he said that his Drinking with Drew ashtray is filled with fat doobie roaches.
As it should be. As it should be. Yeah, I posted a photo that he sent
He's in
me.
Colorado, so it's
Yeah.
legal there.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
even if he were in Florida, it's probably medicinal.
Yeah.
And it may or may not become legal soon.
Well,
Yeah.
for him, it's definitely medicinal, but either way, glad that the ashtray is being put to use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Still got to finish the rest of them.
Yep.
All right, Jared, you
Yeah.
are the guest of honor.
Okay.
We're going to let you try the beer and give us your honest opinion.
Thumbs up,
So,
thumbs down, rate it 1 through 10. However
when
you want to
you
let us
are
know
ready.
what you think.
Forget the tea, drink the ale.
I like the contemplation. in
He's
his-
really
yeah.
trying to absorb it.
Rate it on a scale of 1 to 17.
He's giving us a good taste.
I'm just trying to see
If
what
you-
the
if you
aftertaste
don't
is.
like it,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna
the
be really
aftertaste
nervous.
sometimes ruins it, doesn't
Right,
it?
right.
Yeah.
No, I think I can taste like the honey a little bit.
Okay.
No, it's like an ale. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Now,
dig it.
this
I'd-
6-pack was $8.
Not bad.
Not
that's a
bad.
good that's a good deal. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is definitely worth.
Joe?
No bubbles, Joe. So don't think
No
you have to
bubbles
chug it.
Flavorful. Thick and heavy.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
Heavy?
Yeah, heavy.
Really?
Are ales normally not heavy? Is that what
No, but I
you're
mean, it's heavier
Depends.
than like, the regular beer.
Mm.
Stella.
It's not like,
What percentage is it? Probably not a lot since it's just,
Mm.
commercial.
don't know. I mean, it's
On the
not
bottle
it's not
somewhere.
like an IPA heavy or like a stout heavy, but it is you can taste the caramelish,
Oh
like-
yeah.
like the thickness of the honey.
The caramelish.
Doesn't say on the box, but maybe it says on the bottle.
You have it all covered up.
Not seeing it.
See, Keller said we need the sound effects.
I think it's non-alcoholic.
It's
No, it's
That-
It's 5.5%.
that would be
I was gonna say
amazing.
it's probably low, like a 5 something.
5.5. It's on the left-hand side in the small print.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna give it my shot here.
I like it.
Yeah.
I was expecting a little more honey, but I can taste it.
I think you
More
taste
of the
more
a-
of the
more
honey in the
aftertaste,
aftertaste than you
yeah,
do
yeah.
in the drink.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think he was waiting on the aftertaste to settle
Yeah.
in.
Mhm.
But you taste it more, like as you let it settle.
Yeah, because sometimes aftertaste can ruin a drink. Like it'll
Mhm.
be
Oh,
good. And
absolutely.
then, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. All right, give it a shot. I like it. I'd probably order it, and
I always
you know,
smell it
a
first.
draft.
Can't.
That's probably what ruins
only-
it for me.
it's
that
only
I smell
available
it
in
first.
Aldi.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I mean, a draft would probably be best, but
I mean, for Aldi's for $8, that's not
yeah,
bad.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
That isn't bad at all.
I can
Ugh.
see it. I could
Nope.
see me smoking a cigar with it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, whatever. Nobody takes your advice
Right.
seriously.
Don't take my beer criticism as fact. Like I'm not the one to listen to.
I don't know.
Unless you hate beer as much as I do, and I say one is good, then you can take it as fact.
That's why I don't criticize your dancing.
Well, it's on YouTube if anybody wants to criticize it. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and look at the shorts.
Yes, we will. So, Jared,
Yeah.
let's talk consultations for a minute.
Sure.
The firm you're at now, when you have a client call or fill out something online,
A lead sheet.
you bring them in. A lot of times they're in the hospital, though, right? So,
That's
Depend-
yeah. Sometimes they're in the hospital. Not always. A lot of times they wait until they get out to hit you up. But there's some shady actors that I've heard from my clients. Hey, so and so sent this person by or
Right.
whatever, and
right.
offered to sign up, and I'm like, I didn't
Mhm.
appreciate. I haven't. I don't think that happens all the time, but I've
I've
definitely
heard of it happening.
I've had clients tell me that.
Yeah.
Because the law is an attorney cannot contact a client, right? The client has to reach out
can't-
first,
you
right?
can't
What's
solicit.
the rule on
Can't
that?
solicit. So
Right.
I mean, you can be like, "Hey, how you doing?" But you can't be like, "Hey, you want to hire me?"
Right. Okay.
Can't do that. They have to, especially going to a hospital. Like that's just dirty.
An
Yeah.
actual ambulance chaser.
Yeah.
Well, that's a topic that we can definitely talk about. I like if you said, "Hey, I have a client, we have talked and they want to hire us." I go out, for attorneys, I've signed,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I even sign up intake people that.
yeah, we do intake forms and stuff,
Yeah.
so we do that for attorneys. But the problem is, I've seen some law firms, during the consultation, and it's maybe not mostly in personal injury, but maybe in like criminal defense and family law.
Mm-hmm.
Probably mostly in criminal defense. Where they don't really prepare the client for what to expect during the case. And I get, that's when you start talking about, okay, we need to serve somebody. Okay, well, what does that? They just immediately think it's going to happen in 2 days. It's like, dude, relax. Let's talk about this. This could take weeks. It could take, 3 days. Who knows? But, and a lot of times it's lack of understanding just the process in general. And to me, it seems like it would be like a simple process, just to have like a check sheet that attorneys could go through with their clients.
Mm-hmm.
But I just run into that a lot, where there's just some miscommunication about what the client is going to expect during, an initial investigation. Okay, let's say it's a personal injury accident. Let's say
Car accident.
Something where there's a serious injury. A lot of clients, they don't like the police reports, the FHP, let's say, their police reports, the fatality crash reports sometimes aren't even done for almost a year.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, that would be something that might be important to mention to a client. Witnesses that have to be tracked down and interviewed and things like that. To me, it would seem like,
Maybe that's a service you can offer.
well, I do. No, I do offer it, but I'm just saying that, but it's more so with, I guess an intake form. Like, I want to make money on this, bro. So I'm like, okay, can we make this simple check sheet that, depending on if you're family law, criminal defense, personal injury, bankruptcy, whatever, you just go through and you check those boxes and you answer those forms. Is it just not that simple? To me, it seems like a simple process.
It's not because it's the clients. So they don't make, they have all sorts of different ideas, and some of them are misconceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, oh, my friend went through this and it went this way. Why isn't mine happening this way?
Oh, I can't tell you. If I had $1 for every time I heard
You could
that.
retire. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
You buy lunch.
Yeah. So, something. I mean, so it's, my cousin, in this other state,
Right.
he owns a business, and somebody sued him and they got this much money. So they're lowballing me on this offer, so I'm not going to take it.
Right.
And I'm like, respectfully, what the hell does that have to do? Does
Right.
that case have to do with yours?
Right. I can understand that. Yeah. Because people don't understand policy limits on different cases. And
Right. I mean, there's policy limits. There's all things, they tend to get myopic, where you only see, close. You only see, they think, hey, this happened and it happened to me and it happened this way. And so that's it. So they need to pay me.
Right.
right.
And it's like, well, there are a lot of steps to go through first. They're not just going to cut you. You think they just want to give you money?
Right.
Somebody need
right.
to pay for all these kids.
Yeah.
That too.
Insurance companies, their job is to make money
Right.
for their shareholders
Right.
or for their owners, Berkshire or Hathaway, whatever.
BlackRock.
Yeah, exactly. These type of guys, and these type of people. That's who owns these, and so they're trying to make money,
Right.
so they're not going to pay you voluntarily. Like,
No.
why would they do that?
Or the people think that their injury is so much worse than it actually is, and so they think they're being lowballed when really they're giving them a great deal based
Right.
on
Yeah,
their broken leg. But like at the same
Right.
time, it's like, okay, your leg's gonna heal, you're gonna grow, you're not gonna be permanently disfigured, disabled, you can continue to work.
right.
But they think, oh God, worst day ever.
Brad Mader is chiming in.
What happened
He's
to your
online.
face?
What's up, Brad?
Joe, my face is taking a lot of
Not
abuse
you.
lately.
I'm just saying, like in general, like she's saying people complain about their leg.
Well,
I'm
I
like,
was
they should be
saying,
complaining
yeah.
about their face.
No, I get your hypothetical. I understand what you're saying.
Well,
yeah.
but also in personal injury, the percentage of fault comes into play too. So
especially now with the new law.
right.
Mhm.
So you
So
have
what is the new law, and how does it affect you?
The new law is so terrible.
Give the 3-sentence version.
I can't.
give me the
Okay.
drunken
The
version.
elevator, the elevators.
It's
pitch.
so lengthy and so bad. Basically, everything in it is designed to make my job harder and to make it harder for you, like as a citizen of Florida, to recover. Like, it takes away your rights.
Well, shit.
So it takes away a bunch of your rights and shortens the statute of limitations to 2 years.
Right.
That's why all of the attorneys, when that law
We
was
filed-
going into effect, they were working
Oh,
like
yeah, I was
literally
swamped.
24 hours straight, like just
Yeah.
for days trying
we need to get this
these
one, sir. We need to
cases
get this
done.
one, sir. Like I was getting freaking.
Oh, I'm sure.
Served left and right.
I think I sent you like
Yeah.
an emoji or a meme or something about probably with the chain around your neck. It's
Right.
like process servers.
Right. Yeah, it was a busy time for sure.
Yeah, well, and the whole thing was, okay, this is going to reduce insurance rates, and this is going to reduce lawsuits.
My insurance went down $20 a month, but that was only 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I don't think that's.
I don't think it has anything to do with it though.
So
No.
what kind of insurance are we talking? Are we talking like homeowners,
Car.
car insurance?
I don't own this home. He doesn't
I
let me
don't-
have a single % interest in this house.
No, I'm just saying I don't know what is this, you're talking personal injury. Is this like you fell at Walmart or
Yeah, Pella,
or
Walmart,
like car accidents?
Car
got in a
accidents,
car
yeah.
crash.
Because that's all different types of insurance. Like,
But I think
Yeah.
it's all
No, well,
personal injury.
It's all under the same umbrella though.
It's
Personal
tort.
injury.
It's under tort.
Okay.
Am I talking in the microphone?
Yeah, you could. I
can
can
you
hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So it's under tort law, right? so it's negligence, and it's essentially a negligence claims. So that's what. So a slip and fall at Walmart, it's negligence, right? You're alleging that they did something, that they let something be on the floor, and they knew or should have known that it was there. They didn't clean it up, and somebody got hurt. So that's kind of a premises case. Whereas in an auto case, yeah, you're deciding who has the most fault. Usually it's usually one person or the other in a car crash. But there are times where there are rare occasions where they do both hit each other, or it's questionable or whatever. And before, you used to be able to say, like, well, your guy hurt me this much, I want him to pay my client this much because they hurt him this much.
I'm going to give you a crazy hypothetical because I was talking about this before the show.
Sure.
So in the news recently, there was the story about all of the, I want to say kids because they were probably all young, who shut down the intersection in Tampa and did the whole, it was a 4-way intersection. They were doing the donuts with people standing in the middle of the street. Everyone's recording. Nobody can get through. Well, that was in our neighborhood. They just didn't release where it was because they didn't want it being, a repeat later on for, future events. But say I'm a dum-dum and I'm standing in the middle of the street and that car is doing a donut around me and I get hit. Is that going to be is that where Florida will be like, you're 99% at fault because you're the idiot who was in the middle of the road?
Yeah, so it's called assumption of the risk. So it's basically like by engaging in an activity that's so dangerous, you assumed, that something bad might happen to you.
Okay.
So you can't complain if you get an STD from someone at the bar?
I heard a story of somebody suing someone for getting an STD, on a first date or something.
Yeah, you can.
That's crazy.
But isn't that some assumption of risk?
I guess so, but whatever.
It's called assumption of dick. Yeah, I mean, there's
been stealthed.
Stealth, yeah. I mean,
they're putting people in jail for that in England.
Yeah, well, they used to put people. Remember I think it was maybe the 90s where women were just, putting the needle in the condom.
Yeah.
That's what scared me into not wearing condoms, because women would be like, "Oh, wear a condom." I'm like, that doesn't mean shit.
How do I know?
I trust myself more than you handing me that condom. I mean, unless I'm pulling it out of my
own pocket, yeah.
And if she's got more condoms on standby than you do,
that's a problem.
you know why?
Didn't Prince write a song about that?
I don't know.
He did. Red Corvette.
That was about condoms?
Yep.
Yeah. Trojans.
Oh.
Pocket full of horses.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never got that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Huh.
About being taken home by a hot lady and going
Pocket
to her,
full of horses,
going into her bedroom and seeing how many dudes she's had fun with.
The line is pocket full of horses, Trojans, some of them used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's a hoe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gotta love Prince.
Red Corvette. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That makes a little more sense now, yeah.
So Brad said, just remember, a flute without holes is not a flute. And a donut without a hole is not a Danish.
Is a Danish.
No,
is
it
a
is
Danish.
Without a hole is a Danish. Okay. I'm a little confused about that, Brad, but sure. I mean, I'm sure you're cleaning your garage.
Is that Brad Mader?
Yeah.
He said that's the length of his legal knowledge.
Ask him if he's had a Bialy.
What the fuck is that? I think that's the name of Blossom, the actual character or the actress. What the fuck is it?
Maya Bialik?
Yeah. What did you say?
A Bialy.
What the hell is that?
It's like a donut. It's like almost like a bagel with the hole in the middle is not opened up. And it's like a Jewish thing.
Ah.
You got to be from Brooklyn to know.
Not Jewish or religious, so that's probably why I don't know.
You got to be from Brooklyn. That's why.
That's true too.
Brooklyn thing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I text Lisa. She's missing. She's MIA. So we're gonna see where she's at.
Working nights.
So I have a weekly rant today. We went to the Jane's Addiction show.
Oh God,
man, have you ever seen them live?
Mm-mm.
I really had my hopes up because I had never seen them live, and I used to be a decent Jane's Addiction fan back in the early '90s, and kind of
There's your assumption of risk.
Had the CD in my little in my little CD compartment that I would flop out into my while you're driving. And
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The books.
yeah, you have the CD booklet,
The car accident, like when you're flipping through the passenger seat trying to find your next CD when you should be looking at the road. Yeah. Or on your visor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I had those visor ones for my favorite ones.
So
it's like your top 10 list.
Right.
But I never saw them live, and every time I put them on, it was kind of like put me in like a energized mode, upbeat.
Right.
I expected to, kind of.
When I think
get
of
in the
Jane's
mood.
Addiction, I think of Been Caught Stealing, like that, like
Mhm.
little chaos, like a little bit of get you going.
Right. So one of the bands that opened up, Love and Rockets, another 80s band, they were what I don't remember much from them, but the one song I do remember they played, and their set was kind of what I expected, but it was very kind of melancholy and just, okay, I'm going to try to drink some beers, have some drinks, and get in the mood.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Jane's Addiction came on, now we were already in a bad mood because we spent, $22 for a beer, and then they were demanding.
That was without tip.
Demanding tips on top
Everything
of that.
tip. I
Wow.
had 3 chicken fingers, some fries, and what was it? A White Claw. It was
$42.
$45.
Yeah. So we were already like in that.
Dang.
Pissed.
Where was this?
At the
amphitheater.
Okay.
So after spending money on that and merch, okay, so we bought a couple T-shirts,
And tickets.
tickets,
And Ticketmaster's fee.
like
Right.
Dicks.
we're adding
Yeah,
all
they
this up. I'm like, man, this better be a good fucking show. And the seats weren't the best, but they're okay.
That's why I
We
don't go
weren't-
out anymore.
Well,
It's not worth it.
We got the seats last minute, but
did.
they were in the section or row B, so you had all the extra leg room since you had the handicap in front of you. So
yeah. So they were all right. They were roomy, but they weren't right up to, they were just decent enough to be able to know what's going on.
Yeah.
So anyways, the weather was nice. It wasn't bad. It rained, I think, earlier, but it was cloudy. Not
breezy,
not bad. That was one worry that we
it
were
felt
going
like
to
a
get rained
full
out.
day. It was
So
nice.
we scathed that little ordeal. But man, they came on, and it was just, they started with very kind of, how many mushrooms are you on? Kind of.
It was a sleeper.
Yeah, it was just,
Ah.
and just very slow. And then the next song was just not energy. It was just very slow all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
We left 45 minutes into it. I was like, man,
Oh, wow.
I'm just not feeling it. I drank a couple beers. Then I had this mixed drink that had bourbon in it that just, I don't know, man. They do something with their liquor there. I don't
Probably
know.
water it down.
It wasn't like a high end quality bourbon because
Yeah,
it hit me
yeah.
wrong.
Ah. Hate that.
So yeah, I was just not.
That's why you got to
feeling
learn
it.
not to mix your bourbon.
Well,
Bourbon should not be mixed.
They made it with. You're probably right, Joe. But they made.
It's not my rule.
I know.
It's
I'm just saying.
the rule.
I know.
You don't mix
I
your
had
bourbon with
bourbon at
anything but
Garby's
ice.
house. I had bourbon at
Nothing
Garby's
but
It
house.
was straight. It
and
was with an ice cube.
I felt good. I didn't have any issues. But man, this bourbon, they mixed it with some.
No.
It was like a raspberry drink
No.
or something. and
Oh, no.
Yeah,
No.
no.
It was
No.
just not hitting me right. So, yeah. And it could have been
Probably filtered in dirt.
Yeah.
who knows? So I was a little pissed off about that. But
Yeah,
there were people there enjoying the show, but not. I think my background. I was waiting for something a little more
upbeat.
Yeah, you wanted to punch somebody or something.
Not
Yeah,
as trippy. And,
Not as lively as we were
Mhm.
expecting.
Like the way dates in Evo
Well,
used to happen, right?
Perry, the vocalist was hammered. Okay, so
Hammered.
Oh.
that was part of the problem.
Mhm.
He put so much reverb, and if you listen to Jane's Addiction, their vocals do have reverb on them, but he put so much reverb into his vocals.
But he was his own sound guy.
Yeah, he had his own sound box up there, and he was
What?
adjusting his reverb as he played. Yeah,
Mhm.
Huh.
and
And how did he hold the mic?
Yeah.
Literally fingertips in both hands. He was
What?
literally holding the mic, just fingertips, both hands. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, so he's 65 years old.
but he looked 85.
I mean,
Oh.
I was moving better than he was the day after I got out of the hospital.
The day you had your
After my
surgery.
surgery.
The day after.
I was
Like the
moving
day-
better. Like his stage presence was him moving back and forth like this.
Like I thought he had Parkinson's.
Yeah, it was weird.
Oh.
So, yeah, it was just not what I expected. I thought he'd be running around and being like, jump in,
Mhm.
here we go, something like that. And it was just like not at all. So,
But Dave Navarro was great.
Yeah, Dave Navarro was good. He, but that's the thing. So there was a good band behind him to kind of at least make it, whatever. But,
Cover it up a little bit.
yeah. So I don't know. Anyhow,
That's our bitch.
that's my weekly rant. My rants and Drew's pants.
Rants in your pants.
Okay.
So, Joe, do you want to do a Buderbang? Do you want to introduce Jared to Buderbang?
I have to?
I don't know.
You're the
You
host.
can explain it to him.
Yeah.
What's a Buderbang?
You want
There
to
you
boot
go.
or do you want to bang?
I don't
All right.
know.
So we're
You
I want an
get, you get
explanation
a, you
first.
get a little like Cliff Notes story of like, an article we found in, online somewhere. And it's the story of a man. Mostly it's a woman. Every once in a while he'll throw in a guy. And then based on the details of the story alone, you have to say, I would bang him or I would boot him.
so
Okay.
it's not you're not gonna marry this person.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Okay. And my theory on Buderbangs
Just a
is
one-nighter or a hell no.
you might hear a crazy story, but crazy women can be good in bed.
Oh yeah.
So you have to kind of take that into consideration sometimes.
And then we have one person that is a regular on our show, and he just boots them all.
Then we
'Cause
have
he's
somebody.
married.
Then we have
He's
people
afraid
that
of his
bang
wife.
them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And
yeah.
then we have some guests on our chat that they play along too. So they'll put in their
Mhm.
thoughts. Keller is at like a 98% correct. He gets them accurate. So he's pretty
Mhm.
good at it. Oh, Keller says blind bangs all
Oh,
tonight.
blind
So
banging.
he's-
Wow.
Oh.
He's trusting you
Well,
a lot
If so,
tonight.
then I got one to send you.
That
it-
means it's going to be a bad one.
Send it over.
He says he's feeling Austin Power-ish.
You want it to your email?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is what I hate. It's not pulling up like it was. Oh, here it is. All right. So this is our first Buderbang. It's kind of a local story. Polk County Sheriff's Office deputies arrested.
I love me. He's like Polk County and automatically laughs.
Yeah. Polk County Sheriff's Office deputies arrested 2 DCF employees a day
Oh.
apart during unrelated incidents in unincorporated Polk County. So this is a twofer. We have 2 that you could bang in this situation.
Or boot.
Or boot.
I heard Polk and I like to boot Polk.
Mhm.
The first
He
incident.
feels me.
The first incident occurred around 2 a.m. on August 18th when the Polk County Sheriff's Office responded to a single vehicle crash on Saddle Creek Road near Saddle Creek Park in Lakeland. The driver of the vehicle was 47-year-old Evelyn Ross of Auburndale. The responding deputy made contact with Ross in her vehicle, which had collided with a utility pole and was still running. It was immediately apparent to the responding deputy that Ross was intoxicated. Her eyes were bloodshot and watery, and he detected the strong odor of alcoholic beverage. Now,
course.
that is a copy and paste police
That
report.
is. I was about to say that's just copy and paste.
Yeah, yeah. So,
He has a short key on his computer that just fills that in.
Yep. She admitted to the deputy that she had made a bad choice and had to have a lot to drink. Now, why make a statement like that? After failing,
Hopefully it was before she was Mirandized.
after
It doesn't matter. It's they.
your own body
They'll
camera.
still get it.
After failing field sobriety tests, she was arrested and transported to a local hospital to be checked out. She was treated and released. So that's basically it. She had a 0.15 BAC and a 0.197.
Wow.
Now that's number 1. The second incident occurred around 1 p.m. on August 19th on Highway 17 in Bartow. A deputy initiated a traffic stop on a vehicle after learning the registered owner of the vehicle, Jayla Ray Robinson, 22 of Lakeland, had a suspended license. When the deputy asked Robinson for a license, she gave it to him and stated she knew her license was suspended.
Well,
Now,
you shouldn't have
now
said that.
That's dumb. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's basically it. 2 DCF employees going out and getting a little trouble. Jared,
And I have to pick whether I want.
if you want, if based on what you know, would you boot or bang? And then we're going to show you the photo and see if you made the right decision.
First one definitely the boot.
Okay.
Second one probably too, man.
Okay.
I don't.
Joe?
I'm double booting.
Double booting. Okay.
Just not interested in it.
So
Okay.
Keller says that no, you cannot use Joe's because that's cheating now that he knows that Keller was blind banging them all. He said you have to do them in order that you have on the pamphlet. He knows about the pamphlet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, but is he? I just gave the stories. Is he
Yeah.
booting or banging?
He's blind banging all of them. He's just not blind banging Joe's.
Okay.
And I'm going to say.
Oh, the one Joe's about to post?
Mhm,
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to say boot the drunkie, bang the youngie. It sounds
Okay.
awful.
That does
But you know
sound
what I
awful.
mean.
Okay.
You know, I boot the pedos. She's just 22. She's young and dumb.
Okay. Think she has a hot, tight body?
Maybe. She's Polk County, though. I don't know what I'm thinking.
Right.
I always boot Polk County.
That's what I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
All right, let me add. In the vehicle with Robinson was a 15-year-old child whom she told deputies she was transporting to court. Another DCF
Oh.
worker was contacted to come pick up the 15-year-old passenger. Now, was she like, was that like a client?
Probably
Sounds like it was a
taking him to
client.
court.
Yeah.
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 DCF?
Sounds like it was a client. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
She was just stupid.
All right.
But I didn't know you could be 22 working as a DCF
Well,
worker.
they just require you have a college degree.
Oh, that's
so,
crazy.
yep.
Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead. First one.
All right. Are we ready?
Yeah,
Okay.
first one.
This is both of them together.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
Nah.
Man.
Meh.
Yeah.
Meh. Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
let's be honest. If she's been a DCF worker, say her whole career, and she's in her 40s,
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably drunk all the time too.
That's true.
kind of a shit job. You see the worst of the worst that these kids go through, and
Yeah,
you
but
have
you're
to.
supposed to be the example, trying to protect
I
them from the
know,
worst of the
but
worst.
At the same time, like
If you can't
just
beat them,
those
join them.
Poor kid. Not even.
I saw
you-
this one earlier.
Just like when
Joe.
you're at
It's
home,
actually
you
on
just
the
like
list.
drink it away. It's
The
crazy.
first one or the second one?
This
I sent you two. Okay.
the female.
Okay.
And Laura's gonna know who it is anyways
Yeah,
because she's
just
all about
don't use the name and don't use the show that they're on.
Oh.
Well, now you told me they're famous, so I'm going to say bang because there's probably. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some uglies out there on, especially if it's
Hey,
like
you
the
didn't-
90.
we
what
didn't
is it,
call
90
no
Day
uggos.
Fiance?
We didn't call no uggos.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
TV does not call no uggos. They put uggos on
See,
TV.
Joe, I
but
put this on a story to talk about, not as a Buderbangs though, because there's.
I had them in the pocket, but I was
Yeah.
waiting until.
I don't know if I can do it non-Buderbangs
That's
because
fine.
there's just too
Later,
much.
Brad. He
And-
was leaving.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that one later.
Yep.
Non-Buderbangish.
Okay.
All right.
I just thought it was funny that she got bit by a camel.
Oh, I saw that one. Yeah, no. Boo. Nope. Boo. And she's the smart one.
Yeah,
All right.
She's
but
the smart one.
she had magic mushrooms and marijuana in the car.
You want to just talk about it now since
Too late,
she's
we did.
already going all in on it?
I mean, I guess.
Okay, just go to the next
Okay,
one. We'll talk about it later.
So
Yeah.
a celebrity
Oh, he's going to
who was
go
on
it.
TV was at some kind of safari, got bit by a camel,
Mhm.
and then had magic mushrooms and marijuana in the car. So got arrested for that, and because there was a child in the car, also got charged with child endangerment. Buderbangs.
Hmm.
I'm not telling you what show she's on though.
I know. I've seen
'Cause
this,
this way
so
you know
I
who
can't respond.
she is.
You
Well,
want to go on that
Do
information?
I have to like hang out with this individual?
No.
No.
This is literally
It's
strictly.
it's a pump and dump.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
a
I
toot
gotta
it
still
and
give it
boot
a
it.
shot.
Gonna
Yeah.
give it a shot.
You want to
He's
give it a
gonna
shot? Okay. Do we have it?
What's Keller doing?
You said blind bang, right? Oh
Yeah,
no,
but
because it was
no,
yours.
it's yours. So he's
No,
not
but that
blind
wasn't
banging
that wasn't the
yours.
one that wasn't the one I was gonna send when I knew
Oh.
he was gonna.
He is
blind
not
bang,
on
but-
here, right? He didn't say
Okay,
Buderbangs
send me a
yet.
good one. Send a good one. Let's
Oh,
see.
It depends.
you
Yeah.
have it pulled up or you don't have it pulled up?
No, I can pull it up right now though. Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
I mean, not many celebrities got bit by a camel this week.
Now, do you
Can you see
recognize
it?
her?
No.
She's one of the two sisters on My 1,000-Pound Life.
Oh.
1,000-pound sisters.
Down to pound. Thank you.
1,000-pound sisters.
Now,
And she's the smart one though. So she's got a little bit. She maybe has a brain cell or two in there.
Hey,
So-
the other sister lost like 400 pounds or something like that.
No, she's the one that lost the
Oh,
weight.
she's the one that lost it?
She's the one that they went to the doctor.
Doctor Now.
Yeah. And so the other sister was like, I think I'm pregnant.
no, who's
you
the
know-
dude?
Huh?
Who's the guy?
That's a friend.
Oh, probably who she was with.
Oh.
No, but there was an episode, and you see the little clip all over social media. But the two sisters went to Dr. Now, who's the weight loss surgeon who does the My 600-Pound Life patients and whatnot. And so the sisters were there. This one has already lost a lot of weight.
Like 400 pounds.
A
or
lot,
something like
right.
that, yeah.
The other one is still up there. She's not doing what she needs to lose the weight. So she goes to the doctor's appointment. She's like, I think I'm pregnant. And he's like, well, why are you saying that? She's like, well, I haven't had my period in a while. And he's like, well, you're also like 900 pounds. So
And
you're
that's
going to be
very
irregular.
common, yeah.
Mm.
And she goes, and I'm craving really weird things. And he's like what? She goes, like water. And the sister, they cut to like a little confessional. And she's like, bitch, you just thirsty. You not pregnant.
So here's my confusion about this.
I just thought it was funny she got bit by a camel.
Well, I want to read
Because I saw the headline that said camel bite, and I thought it said camel toe.
All right, so
That too. That's probably what the camel bit.
Oh gosh.
So it says Amy, 36, and Brian were arrested at West Tennessee Safari Park on Monday afternoon. Police said they responded to reports that a camel bit a guest. According to the Crockett County Sheriff's Department, Amy and Brian were feeding camels from their car at the park when one of them, or someone in their party, was bit, prompting a call to the cops. Now, I guess that's illegal, feeding the camels?
No, you go to the safari, you're allowed to.
So-
that thumbnail that you have, scroll up, that's where she says, "You ain't pregnant, you just thirsty, bitch." That's it.
Okay. Upon arrival, police claim they were immediately inundated with a suspicious smell coming from Amy and Brian's vehicle.
Oh, the camels were
course.
wanting that ganja.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Authorities searched
Magic
the car
mushrooms.
and reportedly found drugs. So they had to get consent to search the car. So I
Well,
don't
it's
know.
Tennessee, so maybe they didn't.
No, that's a constitution.
Well, not if they
That's-
smell marijuana.
Well, it's true, but nowadays,
They use that
Depends on
all the
what-
time.
Depends
But
on
here's
what
the
state
thing.
it's in, though.
That's like the favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
right? But I've heard some arguments where now I have my medicinal
In
card,
medicinal
it's
states,
and I'm a passenger in the vehicle, so I can smoke in the as a passenger.
Yeah.
So it's going to emit in the vehicle. It's getting gray. It's getting to that gray area.
Well, Florida is, and hopefully, and we'll see how this new law come and if
Mhm.
it passes. But Florida, yeah, I've read some court rulings that are kind of like, well, just because you smelled it doesn't mean
right.
that
Smelt it, you dealt it.
doesn't mean it's not medicinal. And then they go into, well, was it in packaging? Was there a prescription label? Stuff like that too. And the court goes through those factors and says, there was or wasn't PC, I
Right.
think,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
But also, too, that's a very strong smell. So you could be hanging out at a friend's house and you're not even smoking it, but you're just next to them.
Man, the Jane's
And you
Addiction
smell
concert,
like it for days. So even just like a regular cigarette, it gets stuck to you.
I
So
will-
it's
Yeah.
crazy that that's what they use, because I could be at a friend's house and I've never, I smoked once and I threw up. But I'm just saying, I've never really smoked a day in my life.
Yeah.
But if I smell like it and they use that and they find something in my car, that's crazy.
Well,
Yeah,
the Jane's
well.
Addiction concert, I think we'll both test positive for the next 8
That's
months.
true.
Because that was pretty potent night.
Mhm.
Was there just clouds of smoke or what?
everywhere. Like there were people smoking right behind us, and it was like,
Uh,
Yeah, and it wasn't that like vape with the nice smell. It was
Right.
the straight up like
Yeah, it was-
they were smoking the doobs.
yeah.
oh, really? They were
Mhm.
going at
Which,
it.
if
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Devil's
smoke,
lettuce.
I'm just gonna smoke. I have more of a problem with secondhand weed smoke than I do just smoking it. And like, okay, now I'm gonna smoke it. Okay, I expect what I expect.
Right.
But if I'm just out and about and I'm just walking through a cloud of
Smoke.
smoke, I don't know. It just puts me in that kind of like, okay, well now, am I going to be the one that's going to walk into a place where I shouldn't smell like weed? And now I just have it on
Right.
me, kind of thing,
Right.
Have I told the story of the first time that I was like in public and I smelled weed out and did I tell that story about like how I was so offended by it?
I don't know.
So my sisters and I went
You're pretty
to,
fragile though, so
I know, right? So my sisters and I went to Jazz Fest and I think it was 2008.
that was your first mistake.
So
Mm.
it was the first year after Katrina that they brought back the Jazz Fest. So we went down there. We went every day. It was great. So much fun. But, you go to Jazz Fest and you have a very wide range of ages. It's not just like all the young kids that are there at like, some party concert. And I even saw nuns walking through the crowd at Jazz Fest. Like it was that wide a
Wow.
variety of people that were there. And at that time, I like didn't even drink really. I was very like, very, I didn't even want to smell it. So I'm there with my sisters and I'm like,
Hoity-toity is what we call it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, kind of rigid about it. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at all of like these older people who are like my grandparents' age and my parents' age. And in my mind, I'm thinking, these people don't smoke pot. Like that looks like my aunt who would never smoke pot a day in her life. And in my mind, I'm like, this is so rude. Like there's literally like you could see a cloud of white, just like pot smoke all over the field where this Jazz Fest was going on.
Yeah.
The next thing I know, out of the couple that I'm looking at, thinking that looks like my aunt and uncle. That's so rude. They would never smoke pot. The husband goes into his cargo shorts with all his pockets and he pulls out a freaking doobie and lights up. I'm like,
Was it actually your
Well,
uncle?
I was wrong. No, I was just thinking like they
I'm just
looked
saying,
like
could've
my
been.
family that like, they were all, they would never smoke pot, So I was just like, oh my gosh, this is real
I'm
life.
glad you got learnt.
I know, I learned fast. Yeah.
All right.
I also saw a lady deal drugs out of her. So I was not gonna. Yeah.
Wait.
That was not gonna be my first time. I saw her pull it out of her crotch. She was like went in there real deep. I'm sure it wasn't
Ooh.
weed, but I wouldn't have touched it.
I
Was
mean,
it
if it's wrapped
I saw a
properly.
In a
homeless woman
Ziploc
fill up a
bag, or-
7-Eleven cup once.
I don't know. I just saw her arm going down there, and then she like turned away from me, and like they did the handoff and like walked. So I don't know what it was, but I knew what she was doing. I just would not have.
I mean, do we have any comments from our expert weed smoker on the comments there?
He said Drew's age, and then he laughed.
Right, pretty much.
Mhm.
Yeah, I probably.
That was her grandparents'
Probably.
age back then.
But they were wearing like, polos and like they weren't wearing like concert tees. I don't know. Again, I was probably early 20s. So I was still very green, if you will, when it came to drinking
When
and
it came to
drugs.
green.
When
Joe,
it came to green.
in order for me to read the story, they're asking me to create an account
For what?
for the Telegraph.
Oh, you don't have to. You could just do it. Click do it later.
No, may I have to click it. Already subscribed, log in.
You've probably already read too much. Lisa
Alright,
is
so then don't worry
Lisa
about it.
has joined us, and she said back in the early days of going to concerts at Madison Square Garden, by the time the show started, the arena was filled with smoke.
Yeah, I mean, that's normal at concerts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I think if you're going to a certain type of concert, you kind of got to expect.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't not expect it, but it's
Yeah.
just, All right, I got it from a different website, Joe.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. Now, Lisa, we have one for you since you just logged in with us here. Lark, and also anybody can.
All the guys
Buderbang.
can partake too.
All
If
the
I have to
guys.
boot or bang a lady, you guys have to boot or bang a dude. And you can't just always say boot.
Well, we know Joe's banging. All right. Well, he knows the article. So, all right. A depraved electrician who filmed his customers with devices he secretly installed in their homes has been jailed for voyeurism. James Denholm he's 34 years old, recorded more than a dozen people when they thought they were in private, including women in intimate situations. Some of his victims were former partners. Others were customers who had hired him for electrical work. He also recorded in a public bathroom. He was caught after a victim found a recording device under her bed in May of 2022 and called the police.
That wasn't very slick of him, now was it?
Denholm was jailed for 2 years and 8 months at Aberdeen Sheriff Court and was added to the sex offender registry indefinitely. He had earlier admitted to multiple charges involving 17 people, including voyeurism, stalking. He admitted possessing indecent images and videos of children
Ew,
between
perf.
2007 and 2012.
That's where I boot
By
automatic.
accident, though. Because he
Oh.
did it to try to get the women, and then the kids happened to be in the room.
Oh.
Oh, so okay, I get what you're saying.
After police were alerted, a raid was carried out on his Aberdeen home where detectives discovered evidence of his offendings on hard drives. That's basically it.
So Joe gave the article, so he can't boot or bang, right?
Joe's cannot. He has
Okay.
info.
Yep.
All right, Jared,
If you were a lady, what would you do?
or if you're a man in distress.
Or if you're a man that likes any hole.
No.
Any port in the storm, right?
Well,
It's a tough
No,
one for his first day.
I don't. I'm not going for that.
All right,
That's
booting.
that's not cool, man.
That's a boot.
Not kids and stuff. No way.
Okay, Jared is booting.
I'm going to boot too. And here is well, first of all, kids, I always boot on pedos. But at the same time, if kids were unintentional, you're having to record women without their knowledge. So you obviously are probably weird. You probably are weird looking.
Hey,
you don't have a
don't
great.
judge the weirdos.
No, you have like a
Present
it just-
company included.
Do you
No,
think he's good
But
in
I think he
bed?
just has a very like awkward, like he's just no. He probably hasn't had sex with a woman in a long time. That's why he has to put cameras in strange women's houses. Like there's going to be something really weird about him.
Now, the only thing that's missing on this article is like, he
probably lives at home with his mom in her basement.
6'7", 280 pounds.
Covered in tattoos with the with the Viking mohawk.
Yep.
If he had all those details, I may change my mind. But
And he rides a CVO.
Right. But just based on the details given, I'm saying boot for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Lisa giving a boot or bang?
They have not chimed in yet. Keller
Lisa.
also, side note, says that his house is always filled with smoke.
Okay. Well, we put this on here for Lisa. I was hoping she would. Yep, she's
We'll
probably
just-
in the bathroom right now.
We'll just bang on Lisa's behalf.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
fine. We'll give her a bang. We're
Yep.
just going to assume. All right.
Okay.
She'll
Laura-
catch it in the replay.
Yep, told you.
I mean, interesting haircut. But, yeah.
That's just a receding hairline.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he shirtless though? Like that's a booking photo. Shouldn't
Because
they
they
have a shirt
probably
on him?
caught him in the act.
No, that's a booking
And by
photo.
act, I mean solo.
No, that's a booking photo. That's
like, shouldn't they have a shirt on him? Just curious.
No.
yeah. It makes me think they might have acted up in booking or something.
Something's
Don't
going
they
on.
put him in like this
He's just
shirt,
saying,
or they
I'm
put
a
him in those
naughty
weird
little
vests?
boy.
Yeah, turtle. They call them turtle suits here. I
Yeah.
don't know what they call them. The
Well,
green thing,
Yes,
where the
yeah.
anti-suicide.
It almost looks like he's got like the pepper spray eyes, where he's like,
That's called bitch crying.
He does.
He was
Maybe.
crying because he got caught. He's like, I didn't mean to do it.
maybe.
Mm.
What,
Yeah.
like you've never put up cameras before? Come on.
No,
I saw you guys putting them up all around the house.
they're only in this room. Oh, the house. Yeah, okay, security cameras.
We
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
But those are noticeable and people are aware of their presence. They're not hidden and like smoke alarms or
Okay,
light
but
sockets.
if I come to like let your dogs out and I just want to sit down on the couch and
You're good on the
nothing
couch.
happens,
The
you
couch
know.
is clear.
you know,
But if you do anything in our house that should not be on camera, Joe,
just saying, like,
no, you better go home. You literally live across the street.
I mean, unless it's content.
just saying.
If it's content,
No,
we'll see.
I don't know if the camera's got a wide enough angle for it.
no.
All right. Did you guys hear what was going on with Chase Bank this week?
Yep. People are so fucking stupid.
No, what's going on?
Should I debrief it?
Oh, apparently
go
Lisa
ahead.
said boot this loser, but it didn't show up on my phone.
Oh,
And even
okay.
Keller says he didn't see it. So the comments are hit or miss, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Joe. You can. I've got a story here, but you can.
People go and post something on Instagram or on YouTube, and
Oh.
everyone thinks like, "Oh, that's great. Let me do it too." So they go in and they post that this is like a money hack for Chase ATMs. You can get money out. Well, all you have to do is put in a fake check, and then you can withdraw the funds before the bank realizes that the check is fake.
So that's
you know what that's
fraud.
called, right?
That's a crime.
That's called
That's-
check fraud.
Yeah.
That's called fraud. It's called check fraud.
That's
Yeah.
probably grand theft.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so
Is
so
that a
many
federal crime or is that just a
it's
hit or miss thing, or
It's
whatever, regular?
it's wire fraud. It's check fraud. There's a whole bunch of things
wow?
because there's also things like you can like at the ATM you can get like an instant approval for a line of credit.
What?
And so they were getting instant approval for loans, taking out the money, and then the bank realizes that the check was fake and stuff like that. So it crashed it. They canceled the check, and now they're like, oh, you have to pay us back the $15,000 you took out.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
would hope so.
Or like you get monetary fines. You're going to they got people going to jail. They fuck up your credit. Like you owe them like the money back.
But
This
do they
isn't-
care about their credit?
I don't know. I mean, if you're stupid enough to go and like, oh, I'm gonna put in a fake check and then withdraw $20,000.
And to think that they wouldn't find out because you would still have to put in a valid debit card.
Yeah, you
It's
put it
gonna
in,
link to
you-
your
you
name and
deposit
account. No.
into your account
Yeah. So why wouldn't they?
because the people are stupid enough to not realize what check fraud is.
Good Lord.
So, anyways, it was called like the Chase ATM hack or something like that, and a lot of people apparently were dumb enough to fall for it and go ahead and do it.
Oh my
That's
God.
now-
pretty stupid. Yeah.
Most banks have like a 3-day policy, like you can deposit a check, but the funds are not available
Right.
until like 3 days to make sure that it clears.
Right.
That man is
Unless you have
desperate.
money in your account that you're withdrawing your own money. But people were withdrawing more money than what they had, so they're fucking up their credit.
Mhm.
They're like now they owe the money back and they're getting charges as well as like, fines and like legal charges.
Dang. It's crazy.
It's
Yes.
ridiculous. And
Guess what?
people are so fucking stupid
Yeah.
to do that.
Simon has a new best friend.
No.
He's like, yeah, that's the spot.
Not
Oh,
good.
look at
There
his
we
little
go.
puppy dog eyes
That's
he's
the
giving you. Oh
spot.
my gosh.
Oh, right there. Oh, hit it. Hit that spot. Oh, there you go.
Is I'm not leaving.
Just the tip. So yeah, people are stupid enough to fall for something like that.
That's crazy.
But you know, the generation that's on TikTok, they've never done something wrong, so they just see this on the internet and they're like, oh, okay,
Free money.
oh yeah.
Mhm.
I saw it on YouTube. My favorite YouTuber said it's free money.
And then there was something that was coming
Crazy,
out a
right?
couple of months ago
Yeah.
that like at certain gas stations you can like put your card in and then like push a bunch of buttons and then hit cancel. It doesn't charge your card, but then the gas pump goes into like maintenance mode and you can get free gas.
Oh my gosh.
But apparently like the video was faked, but people kept doing it or kept trying to do it. It's like even if it was successful, like you can get arrested for that.
Yeah.
They were probably hoping they would just get so popular, like they would have that viral video that made them all this money in the world and it would be worth it. But they're just dumb and they're going to
Yeah.
get charged with, all
People
all
are really
sorts
dumb.
of things.
Hey, I saw this really cool thing. You can take a fork and you could stick it in that lights that in the power
Right?
socket in the wall, and you could do really cool things with your hair.
You get a great hairstyle.
You guys
Free.
should try that.
Sure.
Well, speaking of
Idiots.
idiots,
Yeah.
All of
Do you
our
wanna-
viewers are idiots.
do you want to talk about the article that Joe sent you that got censored by Facebook? And I'll tell you.
Well,
No, because we don't want to get canceled.
No, I'm going to tell you why this is a thing again.
Okay.
all right. So Joe,
Back to me again, apparently.
um,
Because
I
the
mean-
two things I know about are banking and sex.
I mean, all I did was I just read like the title, like the quick little
I
synopsis
read the whole
of the article. I didn't read the whole article,
Oh.
but give us a little bit of insight as to what the article was
so
about.
I read an article recently, and it was from a legitimate, news source,
Not the Onion.
not the Onion.
before you do that, can you get me a beer?
Yeah, you want the same
You
thing?
good, Jared? You know the beer?
Same one?
Kind of curious to try that Cayman.
Oh, you don't want that.
No.
Yeah, that's probably. I don't know. Joe seems to like it.
Oh, you can try it. I'm not a fan.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yes, there are more in the garage.
Nah, I'm good on that. Thanks.
He brought in a chocolate beer, and then he brought in that one too. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are the ones he brought in.
Yeah. I brought this one in. Yeah. Thanks. Twist off.
All right, Joe.
There should be a bottle opener over there.
Thanks, man.
Okay, Joe, back to
So
the
I read an
story.
article from a legit news source, and it was talking about a study of we surveyed 2,000 people or whatever, and apparently the younger generation these days is more into sexual asphyxiation.
Oh yeah,
Now,
I've heard about
I
that.
had a few beers, but I can still pronounce if I take a second. Sexual asphyxiation,
Right.
basically choking during sex.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Now it was a thing years ago, and it's been here and there, back and forth. But
didn't David Carradine die from that? Isn't
I
he the
think that
actor who
was
died from that?
autoerotic.
Autoerotic
asphyxiation.
asphyxiation.
So it's
What's
basically
the difference? Oh,
one
'cause
is you do it by
yourself.
yourself,
That's right.
just to give yourself until you get off, but you have to like make sure that you don't go
Mhm.
too far.
Right. Okay.
And the other is choking someone that you're with.
right. Okay.
Mhm.
So the article talked about guys that were choking girls and girls that were choking the guys during sex, and
Mhm.
and apparently it's like 40% of people under the age of 35 or something like have experienced it, or it's part of their like normal routine.
I'm gonna explain it to you all.
And then there was another article. Well, I sent the second article to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Was from a website called Bad Bitches Guide or something, or Bad Girls Guide,
Yeah.
and that had like
So valid of a website.
13 tips to like do it to have like the best kinkiest sex and stuff. They have. I mean, I spent like hours on that website after I was on there.
I can
There's
tell.
a
I
lot of
can
stuff
tell,
there.
You're
Joe.
getting really excited about it, Joe.
Like my wrists are bothering today. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You got the Popeye
Yeah.
arms.
Yeah, like, grr.
Oh wait, I'm gonna explain
Go
that all
ahead.
to you.
Go ahead. You tell us why it's popular.
It's among
Why you
the
guys
young kids.
why
No,
you guys
amongst-
appreciate it?
It's popular amongst the younger generations. Is kind of what it was saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that was the generation who would do the chokeout challenge.
Yes.
And you would choke your friends for social media, and you would see how far you could go until you black out. And like that was the thing on social media, was to
The
do
blackout
the blackout
challenge.
challenge.
Yeah.
So now those young kids who are middle school age idiots who are choking each other for fun are
Yeah.
now sexual beings. And so now they're choking each other to get off.
Well, I did
That's
I
why
did the
it's-
choke thing when I was in 7th grade, but it was different. It wasn't on the. It was. like they would put pressure on your
Hold on.
chest.
Can you please just say you were doing the blackout challenge, not having sex and choking your partner in 7th grade?
No,
He was choking his chicken.
No, but they had this thing where you would hold your breath and
And then they push you in the
stand up
stomach
against
until
the
you
wall,
pass
and they
out.
would push your chest, something like that, and you would pass out. Not choke, and nothing with choking. But I can tell you this: I can't tell you how many women that I've met at bars, just out, even on dating profiles, that because they saw me with tattoos, they assumed I was into choking, and
Bitches love a sleeve.
it's weird. Like,
I have long hair. It's just a given that if we're doing it, you just got to pull my hair and spit in my face. That's just kind of how it goes. If you
Please take that clip and use it. For
if you have long hair, it's just expected, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have long hair, isn't that just expected?
Sure. Is that what your wife does to you? She
No
just bits you
comment.
from behind. Is that why you keep your ponytail?
Yeah. So I don't know. It's
He's like, why did I come on this fucking show?
Right. He's like, I regretted this 5 minutes after walking in the door.
He's like, the beginning of the show was a little kind of boring, but now it's kind of picked up a little bit.
Yeah. And I got my
Once you get
breakfast
into the third beer,
now.
roasted coffee.
Now, is that good?
yeah, we're a little more fun after the third beer.
Is that good?
Yeah. So
Okay.
far, so good. Yeah.
I want to try that one too. Are you going to go to have wings with us afterwards?
I can't, man. I gotta go do a.
He's got a long
I gotta
trek back
preserve a
home.
car,
Mm.
and it's in 2 pieces and burnt.
Mm.
Oh,
And
Well, it's doused now
yeah.
with all the rain we got.
well, that's the thing. We've been keeping it as watertight as we can, but we need to get it to a secure facility.
So
So
early morning.
that's what we're doing tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. So I gotta be on
Brilliant.
site. Like I gotta be there
Mm.
at like 8:30 or something. So
I get to the office at 6:30
Make sure you
in the
take some
morning.
stickers
Oh.
and tell everybody that you work with about the show.
right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's not going to happen. But
Just don't put a sticker on the car.
No.
put one on the burnt car.
Oh no,
That's what I
no.
said not to do.
Just throw a few in there. Be like, oh, he must have been listening to the Drinking with Drew show when this went down.
Well, it was a tragedy. It's unfortunate.
Oh,
bad.
Somebody burnt to death.
Yeah.
The guy died.
That's
Well,
not good.
if he didn't die from the crash, he burnt to death. So
That's
Mm.
sad.
yeah, it is. I'm helping. I don't want to talk too much more about it, but
Yeah, no.
It's an ongoing case.
yeah, it's ongoing, and it's a tragedy.
Yeah, death is never a fun thing to have to deal with.
Is that the FHP lot?
Mm-mm.
They're horrible at keeping vehicles secure.
No, it's we got it in 2 different places. It's a long story, but
Yeah.
Okay.
it's in different places. Yeah, so we got to go get it and have to preserve it all right because I have an expert that is inspecting it and
Okay.
trying to investigate what happened.
Well, that's another thing about your job is that you have all those experts that know the different nuances of the
Or they
cases.
pretend
like,
to be
you know.
experts.
You can afford
Yeah.
them.
That's true.
Yeah, that's
like
the problem.
if it's like a
That's the
DUI,
problem.
you can do like a DUI recreation
Well,
or
let's talk about that for a
crash
second.
recreations.
Let's go from choking
the thing
sex
that people
to
don't-
talking about car accidents.
People don't understand about personal injury cases and the contingency that is, fees that are a lot of times based on personal injury cases. Personal injury cases are crazy expensive to investigate.
Yeah.
I mean, the experts that are involved,
You're dropping.
Can you become an expert and just start
thousands.
charging stuff?
No.
no, because I mean, I did, traffic crash reconstruction and all that stuff, but the way that it's done now, it's all CAD and computerized. Back when I did it, it was pencils and blue blitz and notebooks, and we did it the old school way.
Yeah.
And
Calculate, yeah.
calculate the velocity?
Yeah, we used
Yeah.
to do it old school.
Yeah, you were good at your math.
I was, bro. You would be amazed in a month how good I got it, because there's always specific calculations you have to use, and you use them on a regular basis.
Like
And
how
you're-
quickly
you're
can you
taught those-
decelerate and,
Yeah, and you're taught those mathematical equations in the class.
Nowadays, give him 3 beers and ask him to do a tip calculation.
Well, I can do it good.
just the tip.
Mm,
My tips are
Just the tip.
$10, $20. Like I do it by the tens. 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 if I'm drunk. So yeah, but I did get really good. And I'm a guy that algebra killed me in school. Like it was just like the worst ever.
algebra is terrible.
It was horrible. And Joe's like, calculating
I have a
pimples on his
I have a
ass.
degree in advanced math.
Yeah, he's like,
I'm
that's
sorry.
what he does. I know. Like, yeah, I have a degree in Harleys and, big boobs apparently. But
And we both end up in the same place.
we're in the same room, right? So it worked out. But yeah, I just, for some reason, could not grasp math. But when I got into that traffic crash reconstruction school and they used that same shit, it made sense. But yeah, back on the story, experts are crazy expensive. It's all computerized now. And obviously, I still go out and I take photos of vehicles that are, involved in vehicle crashes and whatnot, and can collect evidence and witnesses statements and all that. But when you're starting to talk about, you have 200 feet of skid marks and the vehicle's 3,000 pounds, and the crush damage is 3 foot here. 20, it's like all those equations going to this CAD system, and it comes out and gives you.
They do all the work for you.
All the approximates. So yeah, it's very interesting, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But people don't understand the costs involved in personal injury cases.
Experts are so expensive, and your clients are just like, well, I don't understand. Why can't you just do this?
My settlement's $1 million. Why am I only getting 200,000?
Right.
Now, if you get choked during sex, is that personal injury or is that criminal?
Ooh.
Depends on intent, Joe.
Is it against their will?
It would be consent and intent.
Yeah.
I mean, it was consent originally, but is that part of the consent, or do you have?
I thought the safe word
you
was
have to have explicit consent for
the safe word is
additional actions.
Oklahoma.
I thought the safe word was sheep,
Butterscotch.
but he said sleep, so I kept choking him.
It's butterscotch.
Butterscotch. Obviously, you haven't seen Jackass, Joe. Because Oklahoma was the safe word of the skit that they did.
How much time do you have? I don't want to keep you too late, but
we'll just keep going.
Whenever you're ready, call your Uber, and we usually go an hour and a half, 2 hours. We're at an hour 22 right now, so that's completely up to you. On the rare occasion we've done a 4-hour show.
We did 2.5 to 3 hours a couple times. We just keep going.
I'll go to like, how about I can head out late. I'll call my Uber like 8:45.
What time is
it? Like in 10 minutes.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Call my Uber in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Call Joe's wife. She'll drive you.
She's watching TV.
Oh, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have new neighbors. They might drive you too.
Yeah.
I love
the
that
new neighbor has a big dog.
But
I think she's got 2. They went in a small one.
Just for reference, Jared is being responsible and calling an Uber. He's not drinking. He's drinking, but he's not driving tonight, so that's respectable. And we
especially on your long trek
make sure that people know that.
Thank you.
That's why we have a double D.
That way, Joe doesn't.
Don't talk about my boobs, Joe.
Joe doesn't call him out.
Driver.
I know it was a joke.
Yeah. We had an attorney on the show.
Double D with the double D.
We had an attorney on the show last year, and we had a couple beers, nothing crazy,
right?
But it was a live show, and Joe just throws out there that he's driving home.
Oh no!
Jesus Christ, Joe!
I said he's not going to leave right away. He's going to hang out a while.
But that was
he's like, I'm pouring the drink. He's like, oh, I'm going to leave right in 2 minutes. I was like, no, he's going to hang out a while.
But it sounded like you were like trying to save face because you were just like, and you're driving home.
No, right. I was like, you're not going to leave right away.
It just came out wrong.
Right. Okay. This didn't add up to the viewers. I'm like, Joe, you clarify, please.
We only had 3 viewers.
Like a lot of times, especially
when that was also when you were back when you were like editing every second, every frame of the show too.
When the weather's nice, we will end the show and sometimes go in what we call the green room, which is the garage.
Okay.
And we'll have cigars and a couple beers and hang out, for after the show. And
that's cool.
Chill
more
out,
food.
have some more food. But right now it's 110 degrees outside. So, we either do something beforehand or afterwards, but it's not hanging out in the green room. So I think it was one of those green room nights, I think, where, we were planning on hanging out afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. So, yeah. He really wasn't. He was going to stay for a while.
Yeah. So
not good. Yeah. No, I'm definitely not driving. Just Ubering home.
You could put a saddle on Simon and probably just take him home.
I'd love to take Simon home. He's a good dog. He seems like a nice dog.
He's a maniac. He's a good dog, but he's a maniac.
Yeah, is he?
He's a bowl of fun.
Well, you say maniac like he is an attack dog.
No. He's
like
just
a maniac and he's a hyper.
He's rambunctious.
But he's a shepherd, and that's what they're known for.
Like he's great inside, but the minute we open the door and go outside, he wants to bark at squirrels, leaves, wind. The dog that's 5 miles away, like
he can hear a bark.
I
can't hear.
I tell you what, I had a Doberman for 12 years. A Doberman before that. Dobermans aren't barkers.
No, really.
Shepherds
Really?
are fucking barkers for no reason at all. They will bark
They like the sound of their own voice.
at a cockroach's turd. Like, they will bark at whatever the fuck they want to bark at. And I'm like, what are you barking at? I just let you outside. They want the world to know that they are outside and hear me roar. Like, it's just
He'll
fucking
bark
ridiculous.
at the birds in the trees
Yeah,
that are like overhanging into
and
the backyard.
he'll be looking at the
look
leaves.
right up
He'll
at
be
me.
looking at the leaves while he's barking at them.
Maybe he sees something that you don't.
Maybe
Well,
he
that's what I'm
does.
saying. He's
I mean,
barking
I
at the
don't know.
birds like that are in the trees. He'll hear the birds, or he'll hear them.
Maybe
And he
like
knows where it
maybe
is.
there's caterpillars or something up there that you don't see.
I don't know, but he's funny. I mean, I just feel bad because I feel like if his voice is loud, and I don't want it bothering neighbors. But
Yeah.
he's just out there having a good time, and he's like, like just
Right.
letting it all. Kind of like when kids go out there, and like when I hear kids outside screaming and having a good time, I get annoyed by it. But that's because I'm not a kid person.
Mhm.
I'm a dog person. So like when I hear my dog, I'm like, he's having a great time. Like, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, like don't annoy the neighbors.
Yeah, but
So-
you don't take him to a restaurant where he's running around and bothering all the people.
No,
at the
he's,
table.
no, he's good and he's good outside.
Very good.
I'm
when
saying
we
like
take him
like
out.
people take their kids
No,
Right,
yeah,
so
and they
that's
just
true.
let them run around the
Right.
restaurant
Yeah.
and make a
Right.
mess.
And throw food everywhere and just,
Right.
Mhm.
yeah, knock over your drink. And
Right.
All right, I'm gonna go pee.
Oh,
Laura, while
Yes.
I'm peeing,
Yes.
are you into choking? Like, what's the
No.
most aggressive sex you've had?
what would your safe word be?
Yeah, what would you?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
I can't pronounce that when I'm.
Say it.
I'd be like, Okaloosa.
It's Tuscaloosa. I asked my friend and she's like, "Oh, my safe word, it would just be a kick to the nuts."
I mean that.
Oh my gosh.
Or a
I
poke in
mean-
the eye. Because
I
you
mean,
can't
if you're
talk.
doing choking, the other person might be a little into BDSM, and that may get them off if you like, put a little bit of injury to
I'm
them.
like, yes,
so that may
please.
not work.
Oh,
Yes,
But
please.
you never know.
never thought about that.
Yeah, kinky stuff. But I think if you're in a choke and that's your own thing, that's not my thing. I think maybe it stemmed from like a controlling thing, like women like to be dominated in bed, but that
Mm.
doesn't mean like kill me
Right.
or act like you're killing me or act like it's a rape. You snuck through my there are literally some people who get off on like the rape fantasy.
Right.
I
I've
could
heard
not
about
do
that.
that.
Yeah,
Like,
but you could
I-
also choke out men too.
Right. No, yes, you can. But I'm
yeah.
just saying, I'm using like on the female side because I have more insight on the female side than I do the male side.
Well, I mean, you could be the choker.
Yeah, no.
Why not?
I wouldn't be able to choke somebody. I'd be like, this is weird. Because I would be more focused on like not killing them
Well,
than like the other.
See, this
the
is something
other
that we
part
need
that
to
you should be
educate in,
doing.
in school. Like we educate about condom use. I mean, we should educate about the proper usage of choking. So that you
Choking,
don't,
how to
so
properly
how to
choke.
how to do it without killing someone.
like this.
No, you do it on the side so that you don't break the hyoid bone. Obviously,
Hymen bone.
hyoid.
So like
this
when their
bone over
lips
here that
turn
breaks
blue,
easily.
you should stop.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta teach safe
Well,
practice.
Isn't there the nerve in the neck? It's called like the vagus nerve. But
Vagus.
that's the vagus nerve. But it is in the back of the neck, right? It's not in the
It's
front.
sort of
it's in
onto the side, but you can
Yeah.
if you pressure at the right angle.
Well, they say like, when people are like, oh, I need a neck massage. I've had a long day. Like, and they have their significant other give them a neck massage. Like, one thing you shouldn't do is massage both sides of the neck at the same
No,
time because
Definitely not.
if you pinch both of those nerves at the same time,
Cut off the blood flow
they
to your brain.
literally will like pass black
Let's
out.
try it real quick.
Just done. Go
It's
ahead.
the
Try it.
Vulcan neck pinch.
Yes. Vulcan, yeah.
Oh no, it's stupid. You do it where the shoulder
Yeah.
meets the neck. Like
Well, I
this.
didn't know about this until I was working at this
Spaceballs.
I was working at this office, and it was like just this office had a very weird dynamic. I was not happy when I was working there. But anywho, so there was this one woman who would go around and give like neck massages just so she wouldn't have to work. But she was getting paid by the hour. But so she
That's a
wouldn't have to work.
lesbian
She
in
would
the
socialize.
office just getting off.
Anywho, like that was just one weird dynamic of the office. But anyway, so I'm
If a
in
dude
my
did that, he would get fired immediately.
Oh, immediately. Yeah. So I'm like in my boss's office and we're talking about like the client list and what's going on, whatever.
Wait,
And
the actual clients or the show the client list?
the actual like our list of clients, like we were getting caught up on all of like what's going
'Cause
on. in
there
these
was a
cases
show
and-
called The Client List.
Right. No, I'm talking
about-
about actual work,
about a
Joe, and not
prostitute.
movie entertainment.
Yeah,
no.
there was. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was it was called The Client List about a prostitute. I
Yeah,
think
no.
it had
Was it
Jennifer
Love,
Hewitt or something,
Jennifer Love
right?
Hewitt?
No,
yeah.
Yeah. No, not talking about Lifetime movies and Jennifer Love Hewitt. I'm assuming it's Lifetime. Anyway,
No,
it's
that-
HBO or Showtime.
Yeah,
or
it
something
was.
like that.
it was an actual. It
Yeah,
was a
she
good
was
one.
She remembered all of her clients, and she like aired all the dirty laundry afterwards.
Gotcha. Yeah, no. So an actual client list. We were going through all the cases and like seeing what needed to be done. And so we weren't like paying attention to what was going on in the office. So we come out of this, meeting and we're like, where's so-and-so? And they're like, oh, she got taken away by ambulance. So-and-so was, and then she literally like they were doing the massage on her neck and her head hit the table. Like she literally just blacked out.
Oh no.
And nobody knew what happened until like she gets, educated that there's the nerve and you can't pinch both of them. But this person who was giving neck massages was dumb enough to not know that. And she pinched him at the same time and bam, just out.
So speaking of personal injury cases.
Now you can't,
right?
once they pass out, once they pass
desk.
out, they can't give consent, right?
Right.
So,
but if they gave consent before they passed out, does that consent carry forward?
But also too, what if there are two people that are like not blackout drunk? Because if you're blackout drunk, you may be passed out. But like you're so drunk that you legally neither one of you could give consent. But then one wakes up the next day, regrets it, and then files a like. In that case, that's just shit.
Oh yeah.
the courts are going to side in the female's favor.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Who
like,
bought the
that's
drinks?
shit.
Whose debit card are the drinks paid for? How did the drinks come down? Does he have prior a past of going out and getting women hammered? They'd have somebody in there interviewing the bartender.
So then he should go and file preemptively against her.
I mean,
potentially.
So Lisa and Keller want to make a trip to Tampa to come on the show live.
Well, Keller said he was going to be in New York. He was saying that, and then we were talking about something else, so I didn't mention it. And then, so he wants to go to New York, and then that's where Lisa is. So
right,
I'm gonna be there in November and in December, and I'm driving up. If she wants to take a ride back with me,
that's a long drive, Joe.
She can come back for the Christmas party.
There you go.
We'll be here for the Christmas party and the show.
Do you have your order in yet? To East Coast Pizza?
No, I wait until about Thanksgiving.
You should do a different order this time. Let's do it from Glory Days.
Yeah.
Get your fire grilled wings.
I don't know. Some people only come to my party just for the food.
Okay, but let's
like
say,
our neighbor who literally took all of your leftovers.
Yeah. Let's say you did.
Let's not talk about that.
Let's say you did a thing of spaghetti, a thing of Parmesan, and then
she didn't even come to the party.
And then
I know.
some wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can mix it up a little bit.
We could talk.
Okay. But yeah,
get some Chinese food.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Hawk Tua girl has talked to her.
Talk to her. She's got her own
podcast now.
So
is she coming on the show or what?
No.
She was here this weekend.
She's got her own show now.
She was here this weekend.
She was?
It's 30.
Yeah.
She was in St. Pete on Friday night.
It's $30,000 to have her appear on your show. That's what she's charging.
Insane.
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
Huh.
Isn't that crazy? Now, her people did respond to my email. And her email was CC'd on that.
Yeah.
But Laura thinks that my signature on my email
scared him off.
Well,
she's done a lot of podcasts in the last couple of months.
What's it say?
Listen to the show while you're taking a poop.
That's right.
Okay.
Something like that.
Right.
But hey, we're a drunken podcast. You can't be taken too seriously.
Well, she was on Whitney Cummings' podcast.
Mm-hmm. That's where she tried taking credit for another quote that I've heard online months ago, and she tried taking it as her own. But whatever.
She also did Bill Maher.
Yeah.
I don't know how you go from Whitney Cummings to Bill Maher.
I don't know, but she did give us gold.
That was
kind
of funny, though. I don't know if
she
you saw any of that.
She hasn't been on Kill Tony yet. I'm waiting for that.
What the hell is that?
That's a huge podcast.
Never heard of it.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're huge. They get like 1 point something million viewers per show.
Wow.
Yeah, she was on a couple of different other podcasts in the last few weeks.
Yeah, so I don't think we're going to score her anytime soon. I mean,
she should do cameo.
We might score her for 10 years.
She's not on it yet, but she might.
She won't once she learns about it. She probably hasn't even done it. Like
I heard Katie Morgan wants to come on the show.
Dude, you know how many Katie Morgan fake accounts we have following our the Instagram account?
What?
It's ridiculous.
Stupid. We have so many.
They're all fake though.
Yeah, it's all fake. It's like one day we'll get the original.
What?
Yeah.
That's funny that like people with fake accounts go out of their way.
I thought Katie was going to send us something for our 500 milestone.
Keller and Lisa are negotiating
a hookup
appearances for the show. Keller said he'll settle for a bag of weed. Lisa says counter with a 6-pack and wings.
Bag of weed.
We got you both.
So everything's better with a bag of weed.
We can do both of that. So
that's a Family Guy episode.
Yeah.
Wait, Joe,
What?
give the audience your
What?
Family Guy fun fact that you told at Jason's last show. What's Meg's real name?
Megatron.
What?
So Meg on Family Guy, her name's not Megan. It's Megatron.
Did not know that.
What?
Yeah. There was the
Hmm.
episode.
Because they wrote Megan on the birth certificate, but he wrote over it, he wrote Megatron. So
Yeah.
when someone called her like Megan Griffin, she's like, my real name's not Megan. Anyways, we were out at the bar and someone had a dog and they said, oh, the dog's name is Megatron. And I was like,
After
oh.
Transformers.
And I was like, oh, like Family Guy. She's like, no, like the Transformers. I was like, oh, do you watch Family Guy? Meg's name is actually Megatron.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
Me
I know a
either.
lot of stupid things.
And
And that's why I'm on the
We
show.
call them fun facts, Joe. We don't call them
Yes.
stupid.
I know lots of things.
Lots of different facts. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, that's an interesting one that most people don't know.
Joe, could you drink
Is that a challenge or an
a
opportunity?
gallon of ranch dressing?
Probably not.
I am a fan of ranch dressing. I could not do, what was it, 24 ounces in 10
No.
seconds? Oh, no.
No.
No, thank you.
No thanks. I already
know-
have
I don't know if
cholesterol
this
problems.
is a challenge like that people are doing, or this guy just decided to do it. And normally I would play these videos and we would share them with the audio, but for whatever reason the audio is not working.
We're gonna get like demonetized.
I think if you do it without the sound, it won't catch you. But you can play the video with no sound. We can just give commentary as it plays.
So can we watch porn with no sound?
No, Joe, because the boobs and all the other parts would get us kicked off.
You can't show that. Well, on YouTube, anyways. Yeah.
Right.
All right, let me try something. I think
Gotta
I just
ask, you
changed
know?
something here. So
I mean, yeah,
Gotta
make
try.
it spicy.
You gotta make it worth me coming over here.
I called my Uber, so they're on
Oh,
the
you
way.
did?
It
Okay.
Okay. Does it say how long?
says 4 minutes, but it said
Oh.
that it said
they're close.
well, it said that before though, and then 10 minutes later, you know,
Or they cancel on you when they're supposed to be down the street. or
right,
Well, it depends on if they realize like where you are or where you're going.
right.
I had sent an Uber for a friend of mine because we were staying at hotels like when we were traveling for work,
Right.
and her hotel would happen to be like right down the street from like a concert venue, and I sent like an Uber, and like 3 of them kept canceling because they would pick up people on the street, and like oh they get a better deal, so they cancel the Uber,
Right.
and I'm like the fucking girl's trying to get like a ride, and you keep canceling on her, like that's not right,
Yeah.
it's not fair.
I don't use Uber often, but when I go visit my sister in New York, she uses them all the time. So that's our main method of transportation when we're up there. And one of the last times we were up there, we ordered an Uber. It was a dark. Why am I changing my voice again?
It's echo.
Okay. It was supposed to be a dark blue Toyota, and she looked at the last like 3 or 4 of the license plate just so we can do a quick check. We're not
Make sure
going to
you get in the right car. Yeah.
Right.
Right. So, and then of course, when you get in the car, they're always like, Joe, Laura, they say your name and you confirm. So we see the dark blue Toyota pull up. We check the last 4 of the plate. It was right. We get in and the guy's like, Dave or whatever. It was a guy's name. And we're like,
No.
no. And he's like, well, my ride's this name. And we get out. And the first half of the plate was different, but the last half was the same exact. It was the
That's
Oh
same
my
make.
God.
coincidence too.
Yeah, same make, model, and color of the car on the same street corner that he's supposed to be picking this guy up at. I'm like,
Really?
Crazy.
yeah, crazy. And in New York of all places, it's just you think of so many cars and
Yeah,
everything.
I mean,
and
you
like,
could have easily just gotten in the cash cab.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't a cab though; it was a little Toyota. But
I actually saw him one time. I was at a place called Off the Wagon. It's at West 4th and McDougal.
you didn't want to like flag him down and try and jump.
No,
in?
he was actually on the street corner because the people were like in the car like filling out paperwork.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
He's
like
wicked tall though. He's like 6'4", 6'5". Like I think everybody's tall apparently. But he was tall. He was a nice guy though.
oh, that's cool.
That was a
Well,
good show.
I
I
thought-
liked that one.
Cash
Yeah.
cab, yeah.
It went off for a couple of years and then it came back again.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was back.
I think it came back for another couple of years.
Yeah, I thought I had my issues figured out, but
Well,
apparently not.
all these years,
Joe.
we all have issues,
Yeah.
Joe.
Everybody does.
Joe. All right.
Should we talk about how Jason has an unhealthy obsession with me? He keeps changing the lyrics to all the songs with my name in it.
It's true. But we have to wonder, is it every show that he does or just the ones where you're there?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know. He just
Now-
spends time thinking about how he can change lyrics
He
of
does.
songs to me.
Jared, when you're looking at the Uber
Mm-hmm.
and it says you're in Riverview, does it know you want to go to Ybor?
I don't-
Where you live?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it says where you put
Yeah.
in where you're
Because I
going.
put in my destination.
Now, what if the
Yeah, but
Uber
I don't think the driver knows where you're going until
right?
you
So
get
what
in
if
the
you
car.
get in the car and he's like, "Dude, I don't want to go to fucking Ybor." Like, do they cancel?
I
Or
guess
how
I
does
call another one.
it, I don't know. Have you had that happen?
Mm,
I haven't used Uber.
No.
Like,
Because
Okay.
I've been around for so long.
I think well, that's true, but the last time I used Uber, I had, I think, Devo, and he got in the back seat with me, and the guy was like freaking out because I
Oh.
didn't tell him I had a dog, apparently.
Yeah.
Much less 105-pound Doberman.
Doberman.
Mhm.
All right, I gotta get outside, guys. What do
Okay.
I do with my mic?
All right, thank you, Jared McCabe, attorney.
Hey, thanks for having me on,
And
guys. Really
awesome.
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
riding all the way out here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Coming out and bearing the hurricane that you came in.
Nice to meet you.
If
Yeah.
you ever want to come out, it's an open invite.
Thank you.
You know, I know it was probably a pain in the ass to get out here,
I'm on
but
a day when it's not raining.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
But
All right, this guy's like, he's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Just leave your headphones on the chair.
you want to
and
let
then,
him out with
you
the
wanna
garage?
walk him out?
Did you close the garage?
Yeah.
Is it open? I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
closed it, but Joe can let him out.
Thanks, guys.
Bye,
All right,
everybody.
brother. See it.
So are we
All right, y'all.
finishing this out?
Yeah,
or
we're
we're
gonna
end it.
We're gonna end.
Yep.
We're gonna end this with we're gonna go to
Yep, we got it. Yep.
gonna go to Glory Holes and have some wings.
You gonna do your commercial?
Nope.
You're not gonna do your commercial?
All right, it's Tuesday night. You know what that means? It's all you can eat boneless wings at Glory Days. So join the Drinking with Drew show. We'll be there right about 9:30 p.m. So hang out with us. I might buy you a beer if you're cute enough. All right, we'll see you soon.
Is that a stroke?
Yes, it was. Where's my outro?
You're always looking for it.
It's somewhere in here. All right, there it is.
Just
See ya.
call it a clip.
All right, everybody. This has been another episode of the Drinking with Drew show. Stay tuned for more uploads, more shows. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Humble Social, all the socials. Our live shows are Tuesday at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Feel free to check us out live. You can call into the show and be a part of it. See you soon.